Ba-da-ba-bum. I got him, you got him, we got him. Comic issues, yeah!
Hey everyone, welcome to Comic Issues, episode number 17. We're moving right along on those episodes. It's been a lot of fun. I want to thank everybody for continuing to participate and join in. It's been a lot of fun. I hope everybody's doing well today. I don't have much to say before the old comic pool. So I would like to say, you know what makes me kind of sad is I was thinking back on Batman versus Superman and the small part that Doomsday had in that, and man, they just did him wrong. And they even made a pop toy of him. Look how sad this thing is. Does that look anything like Doomsday? No. Look, he's got these little balls. You know Doomsday has big balls. And they gave him this firm butt. Look at that thing. Twerk it, twerk it, twerk it, twerk it, twerk it. I mean, it's just they had a lot they could have done here. But, you know, it sucks. So that's what grinds my gears. Anyways, let's get to this wheel. I do have something to say. Silenced Phil. I forgot to put his number on the wheel last week, or last episode. So, to make up for that, I've added it twice. Or added his last week's and this week, or this episode, and it just so happens it's the same number. So, he's on there twice, and that's why you see that. Or he. So, let's spin this thing and see who wins. T69, even though he had it on there twice, still goes to show you don't always win with more entries. Everybody has an equal opportunity here. So put it down below and get your name or your number on there for next time. It's a good feeling when you win. I'm telling you. Be back with the comic. Here it is. We're about to open it. Let's see what it is, guys. And action. Oh, are you kidding me? I don't know. You guys might stop watching after this one. But another Kiss comic. Isn't that crazy? Who'd have thought? This is Hard Rock Comics. They do only comics about bands. Kiss Tales from the Tours. Number 5, July 5. Happens to be my birthday. So that's cool. Let's get this thing read. I guarantee it's going to be a different story. So, same great band, different story. Alright, so I was thinking about that while reading that comic. So I went and looked at my collection, and I have 5,888 comics in my database. I have more than that, but there's some that I just haven't put in the database yet. It's a long thing. It's hard to keep track of everything. But so I take this 5,888 and I see how many Kiss comics I have. There's 64. I got about a 1% chance of pulling a Kiss comic. And then we pulled 2 in a row. That's pretty crazy that happened. Anyways, so this comic is about Gene and Paul. They came to this Kiss fan who was putting out these rock comics, and he's a member of the Kiss Army. And some say this is one of the best Kiss comics ever made. It's pretty cool, but I wouldn't consider this really a comic. It's a biography with pictures. So, but it's still cool. So that's exactly what it is. It's tour tales from Gene and Paul. And if you wonder why that is, it's because they kind of ousted Peter Criss and Ace Frehley a long time ago. They don't even tour with them anymore or tell them when they're on tour or anything like that. So I don't even know if they're still friends. So they're not really much into having anything to do with Kiss. I think Paul and Gene own most of the rights to everything. So the story starts, and well, I guess the comic starts, and there's a big one-page spread of a dedication to Eric Carr. He passed away. He was with Kiss for 11 years, and he was the Fox. And we'll get into that here a little bit later. Not too much into it, but I'll explain what happened to him here in a bit. So it starts, with Kiss's, first big show. They're opening for Argent in 1973, and they're putting on the makeup and stuff. Nobody's really doing that at the time. Yeah, Paul's out there singing the great songs that they had at the time, and all of a sudden everything goes black. They're like, what the heck happened? I don't have any power anymore. We don't know what's going on. So they run backstage and they're like, what's going on? And back there is Argent's tour manager. And he's like, you know what? Nobody does 4 encores. No opening band does 4 encores for us. And they're like, well, we can just give the people what they want. So he gets really mad, and he's like, every night, we want your Kiss flag down. We don't want to play in front of that. We want that down from the background. So he tears that down. He's just treating Kiss like he knows there's something big, and they're putting Argent to shame. So every night they play encores, and every night the power gets shut down. Until one night they're playing, and they're like, we got through all the encores. What the heck's going on? So they go backstage, and they talk to their road manager, and they're like, hey, what happened? Did they finally come to their wits? And he's like, you can kind of say that. And then I guess their road manager took Argent's road manager, put him inside of an equipment box. So he's just in there, and so he couldn't shut the power down. So after this tour, Alive hits platinum in January of 1976. Alive was Kiss Alive 1 and 2. I think there was a third one. That's what really put Kiss on the map. Everybody loved Kiss live. They gave a show that nobody could touch at the time, and struggles to touch now. I've seen them recently as 2 years ago, and man, they still put on a great show. I would have loved to have seen them back in the 70s when they were around. They started laying down the tracks for Destroyer album, which is the one everybody probably knows that one. There's like kind of an explosion kind of thing in the background, and they're kind of cartoony. It kind of looks like a comic, and they're jumping in the air and stuff. So, they're playing shows and stuff, and then after one show, Gene, he's going to bed. Man, he's super tired. He takes off his makeup. He starts to lay down, and he's interrupted. His slumber is interrupted by a woman, and she shows up naked, and she's ready to do whatever Gene wants, and that's the underlying factor in this. All of Gene's tales in this thing are all about women and how they throw themselves at him. So it's probably really true. So anyways, she's like, I'll wait your command. And he's like, man, I don't want to deal with this. I just want to, I want to go to sleep. I don't want to deal with her. So he just tells her to take care of the band. So the next day, the road manager and the roadies are all like, thanks for the present last night, Gene. And I guess she had taken care of the whole crew. So you know what that means. So December 11th, 1976, Ace is rocking out on stage. He happens to touch a rail while he's touching his guitar, and it completes a circuit and electrocutes him. So he's taken off stage for 10 minutes. The crowd is just chanting his name, and he gets back up from electrocution, doesn't go to the hospital, and he's back to playing. They loved it. And this led to Kiss adopting wireless audio devices. It's a new big thing that had just come out, and it cost a ton of money at the time, but it was worth it to them to not have this ever happen again. So in 1980, Kiss starts touring Australia for the first time, and this is where Eric Carr joins the band. And Australia loves Kiss. It's said that 1 in every 14 people in Australia own Kiss albums. I mean, it's like the Beatles kind of pandemic going on there with wherever they go. They can't leave their hotel room. The ladies are just going crazy for them. It's just insane. They're having such a hard time getting anywhere. And they play great shows there. Australia loves them. And to celebrate this successful tour, the band decide to rent out a brothel for, I guess they call it a house of ill repute, but I think that's pretty much a brothel for the road crew. So they're always giving back to the road crew. Next stop, Japan. Kiss goes to Japan on the Kiss airliner. There's Kiss everything. Kiss Pop-Tarts probably. I know there's Kiss cereal. So they get to Japan. As soon as they get off the plane, they're getting hassled. They're like, we got to see your passports. What are you doing here? All the security is going crazy on them. It's like, okay, well, you need to take your makeup off because we can't identify you based on your passports. So, this is a big deal. Kiss at the time does not take off their makeup. People did not know what Kiss looked like with their makeup off. This could ruin their image. So they go to the bathroom. They take their makeup off. The security goes in, checks it out. They reapply their makeup, and they go to meet their fans. So this is the point where Vinnie Vincent replaces Ace Frehley. The Ankh Warrior is Vinnie Vincent's name, and this came up with by Paul Stanley. So maybe that was Paul Stanley's second choice behind the Star Child. But yeah. So we're back in the States now, Worcester, Massachusetts, and the fire marshals decide they don't want Kiss using fire during their performance that night. Like Kiss without fire is like, I don't know, taco without cheese, maybe. Yeah, probably that. So they're like, Gene's, why can't we, what am I going to do for my fire spitting? And it's like, well, you can't do anything over 6-foot flames. It's like, well, wow, like they're really going to measure it. So they don't do any fire at night because they don't want to get in any trouble. And at the end of the night, Paul exclaims, man, he's kind of cringy. And he says, they can take away our toys, but no one can ever take away our rock and roll. Yeah. I bet that made the crowd go wild. I'm sure it did. So, we're back to South America, Brazil. This might be their first time in South America. And they got 2 sold out shows tonight. And the crowds are huge, right? So, not having known what it was going to be like, they get in their car and they're going to the stage, and accompanying them is a tank. So they got the military out there in a tank in front of them, protecting them so they can get to the stage. There's tens of thousands of people in the crowd. Just imagine how big that crowd is. It's got to be insane. A big band like this goes down there. They don't tour all of South America. They come to like 1 or 2 spots, and then all of South America comes to them. That's got to be an amazing feeling playing in front of that many people. They were set to play in Argentina, and those got canceled because of political stuff. Even a box office suspected of selling the tickets for the show was blown up, even though the shows were canceled. It was blown up. Somebody blew up the thing, and the military there is like, we will, if you have a concert, we're going to blow up your stage. We don't care who gets hurt. We're going to put people behind prison. We're going to do all this stuff. So they called it off. They don't want anybody hurt. It's the military. It's serious business. So this is crazy stuff going on. So we go, we're now at the Look It Up photo sessions. And, Paul's like, okay, well, let's get our costumes on. And the rest of the band's like, what are you talking about? And Paul's like, oh, I call them costumes. I used to call them outfits. So now they're questioning themselves. They're like, well, are we just going through the motions now? We don't want to be just going through the motions. So we just got to hang it up. We got to hang up the costumes. We're going to go out there by our, this is the first time Kiss is published with no makeup on. And they love it. The fans still love it. Proving the point that it wasn't the makeup that was drawing the fans, it was the music and the band. 1989, Paul starts a solo tour. All of the members of the band did solo records. I wasn't a fan of most of them. Gene's was like a Frank Sinatra style thing where he was singing like a Jiminy Cricket song. It's not. They tried some stuff, but I wasn't a fan. And then I think Ace Frehley had a couple that were okay on his. So Paul performs Kiss classics and songs off his solo album. When he tours, he's touring with Bob Kulick, and that's Bruce Kulick's brother. Bruce Kulick played with Kiss as well, and he's got Eric Singer on the drums. And listen to one of these lyrics that Paul sings about. I've been your lover, but I'm not your fool. You want to teach me, but I'm not in school. If you like that, check out Paul's solo album. And meanwhile, backstage, where Gene has another one of his stories, and he just wants to remind you just how loyal Kiss fans are. So a lady shows up. She's got the Kiss outfit on. She's like, pretty nice looking, huh? And she's like, not as nice as this. She drops her pants. She's got a tattoo of Gene's makeup face right on her stuff, with the tongue tattooed right around her stuff. Yeah, so there's another tour tale from Gene. And then December 1991 rolls around, and Kiss is hit with a big tragedy. Eric Carr dies of heart cancer. I think heart cancer is really rare. I think the heart is one of those things that just rarely gets cancer. So it's very sad that happened to him. And I think he was pretty young. I think he was 41 years old. And then we go and we see that Paul and Gene get a letter in the mail. It's like, what, from the government? I'm like, what's this letter in the mail? And it turns out Vinnie Vincent's being investigated for not paying taxes. So, that age-old thing, people don't think that they need to pay taxes. Taxes may suck, but everybody's got to do it unless you can figure out a way out of it. I don't know anything like that, but I'm sure some people do. So they decide, you know what? We used to write with Vinnie Vincent. Let's give him a call. He sounds like he needs some money. Let's do some work with him. So good thing they do, because they write one of the best songs that I really like by Kiss, and it's called Unholy. And I really like that song. And so they decide to go on tour again, and Eric Singer becomes their new drummer. from the guy from Paul's band. And then we go to another story where they're talking about some of the strange artifacts that gifts that they've received over the time. And this one that they get is a blow-up doll named Three-Hole Susie. So they're happy. They think that's funny, and they really appreciate the gifts and stuff. So February 27th, 1992, the author of this joint gets to meet Kiss. Kiss wants to give back to the grassroots community by letting him in on some... this is the first comic that, biography comic that Kiss has ever been a part of, like with actually telling tales and stuff. So it's a big deal. So he meets with the guy, and they put the comic together because they read a previous comic that the guy had wrote about Kiss, the writer of these hard rock comics, and they really enjoyed the Alice Cooper one, so they wanted to do kind of the same deal. And at the time of this writing, Kiss had been around for 20 years, and every record that Kiss had done had gone gold except for one. And going gold means selling 500,000 albums. So that's pretty crazy. Just to let you know, Kiss has sold 100 million albums, and that's pretty much where this story ends. Just the writer saying how appreciative he was that they contacted him, and that it was a great experience. And that's about it. Be good to yourselves, guys, and put some names on the wheel, and we'll try not to get a Kiss comic next time. See ya.